This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, man. Let's get right into it. Shout outs to Showbiz the Adult, man, because I watched this video earlier today and I like the fact that, you know what I'm saying, he called out both the Lomachenko and the, you know what I'm saying, Tank fanboys. Let me say it again. He called out both the Lomachenko and the Tank fanboys. His video is really good. You guys should check it out. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, he was talking about, as a boxing fan, man, this is an excitement to the lightweight division. The fact that Tank has gone up to 135. But you have to understand, his video right there drew a lot of issues from especially Loma ultra fanboys. You know what I'm saying? People can say what they want, but everybody has a dog in the race. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got a fan that they support when it comes to the sport of boxing. Me, I fall along the lines of the Gervonta Tank side, you know what I'm saying? Because I believe that he has the skill set, he has the arsenal, and he has the, you know what I'm saying, overall footwork and ability to nullify any and everything that Vasiliy Lomachenko does. There's too many fights that Vasiliy Lomachenko has been exposed in. He's been exposed in the Linares fight. He's been exposed definitely in the Pedraza fight. That right there is probably his second biggest exposure. Obviously, he lost to Orlando Salido, and you watch how the Loma fanboys make all excuses in the world. Oh, that fight was so long ago. Oh, you know what I'm saying? You know, Salido was hitting him with awkward movement that Vasiliy Lomachenko, you know what I'm saying, at the time didn't understand. Oh, you know, he was still young, you know what I'm saying? Oh, he was still trying to figure out as a pro. Listen, man, the truth of the fact of the matter is he lost. He went up against a style that was arduous, a style that was not easy for him to figure out. And he lost because of it. So give Orlando Salido credit. And the sad part about it is Orlando Salido was a flaming alcoholic, and he still is. Let me say it again. Orlando Salido was a flaming alcoholic, and he still is. When you look at Lomachenko's boxing career, I'm sorry to say this, man, in cold-hearted, unadulterated, and cutthroat truth-teller fashion, his boxing career is filled with nothing but smoke and mirrors. Let me say it again. His boxing career is filled with nothing but smoke and mirrors. So although I agree with what Showbiz the Adult is saying, where we disagree is him saying that Loma is the best. Loma's not the best in my opinion. Because when I sit there and I look at it and I use the true boxing eye test, and I'm not saying that Showbiz does not have the true boxing eye test. He does. He knows his boxing. He knows it up there with the best of them. So I gotta give hats off to Showbiz the Adult. He knows his boxing. But from one hardcore fan as he is to another hardcore fan as I am, we can agree to disagree. And see, here's the narrative that folks don't get. They want to call you a casual. They want to call you an ultra fanboy. You know what I'm saying? They want to call you a fanboy when you don't agree with them. The reason why I use the words ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric is not because I'm sitting there taking a dig at people. I mean, some people are going to take it as what it is. It's the fact that people get so caught up in their feelings because you disagree with them. This is the sport of boxing, man. Fans are just like the fighters, man. Stylistically, we all are different in our opinions. Let me say it again. Stylistically, we all are different in our opinions. And instead of all of us enjoying each other's opposite opinion, people want to rip each other's heads off. Let me say it again. People want to rip each other's heads off. What happened to all of us having a difference of opinions, which makes it for it being interesting? Let me say it again. What happens for all of us having a difference of opinion of it making it interesting for all of us? You got people that want to literally call you all kinds of names. They get hot and bothered like grits. You know what I'm saying? They go on cursing rants. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is that serious, man. If you're sitting here and you're letting the sport of boxing dictate your mind like that, then you need a therapist. I'm sorry to say that, man. If you're sitting here and you're letting the sport of boxing dictate your mind to that magnitude, you need a therapist. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. I keeps the foot on the what? On the next. We ain't got time for this Rudy pulling this pump brain shit, man. That's what you're dealing with. That's why I say ultra fanboys with the ultra fanboy rhetoric. Because if you don't agree with them, then you're a casual. If you don't agree with them, remember when you're talking about ultra fanboys, you have to do the ultra fanboy mouth. This is how they talk. you're a casual. You're an Earl Spence lover boy. You're a guy that just, you don't know what you're talking about. But if people have been watching me long enough, they know I know the sport. I don't need to prove nothing to you guys. You listen to me long enough, you could tell, just like anybody else that's a hardcore boxing fan, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Because I've broken this shit down. Now, if you don't agree with what I have to say, then just say that. I've had people come on here, you know what I'm saying, and don't agree with what I have to say, but they say it respectively. But I guess motherfuckers don't have proper decorum. Oh, you know what? That word might be too big. I guess motherfuckers don't have general, you know what I'm saying, deportment or comportment. You know what? That might be too big. Let me just say it in plain and in the lamest terms. I guess motherfuckers don't have manners. Who raised you, dog? Like TK Kirkland said, the comedian. Who raised you, man? Who raised these motherfuckers, man? Especially these new age cats, man. Everybody want to get, you know what I'm saying, in their mangina. Let me say it again. Everybody want to get in their mangina and then they want to come after you. Let me tell you something, man. Haterisms and trollisms, I done already told you, is a feminine trait. Let me say it again. Haterisms and trollisms is a feminine trait. If you don't got nothing to say of substance, then why the hell are you even wasting your time watching the video? Because you know what it is? People always have something to say. Everybody thinks that they are right. Everybody want to be chiefs. But what they don't realize is there's more Indians than there are chiefs. Everybody can't be me. He knows the sport. I'm a chief, dog. There's only a few of us that's lurking around. Most people are Indians. And they don't know how to operate in the realm of being Indians. Now what we're seeing is the Ultra Loma fanboys. They're the worst fanboys out there. They're even worse than the Cinnamon Alvarez spread cinnamon dust all over his ass fanboys. Let me say it again. They're even worse than the Cinnamon Alvarez spread cinnamon dust all over his ass fanboys. That's the new nickname I done gave it. I elongated it. The Ultra Loma fanboys act like Lomachenko shit don't stink. When we sit here, we see that he has been exposed. And in the fourth fight with Luke Campbell. I mean, if you've been exposed with Linares, you've been exposed with Pedraza, you've been exposed with Campbell, and you've been exposed with Salido, all of those fights, Loma was touched up, man. All of those fights, Loma took shots both to the body and to the head. And in the Campbell fight, Campbell just didn't finish and seal the deal. Loma lost, to me, he lost 5 rounds in that fight. That fight should have been scored 7 rounds to 5. If you're being credible, it's 7 rounds to 5. And you know what the Loma family, man, you being extra, dog. How is it 7 rounds to 5? It's 7 rounds to 5. And then you have all of these classic dolts in these troglodytes that was getting after Tank Davis, right? And saying, oh, Tank has to prove this to me, have to prove that to me. This is the stuff that I'm talking about. Why be anti-PBC? Why be anti-anything? How about you just be about something? Why do you have to be anti-anything? Why don't you just be about something? Motherfuckers that's anti-stuff is people that are insecure and miserable as fuck. Let me say it again. Motherfuckers that's anti-anything, they're motherfuckers that's insecure and miserable as fuck. They're not sure of themselves, so they have to be anti-something so that it can basically promote the agenda of their haterisms and their trollisms. Let me say it again. So it can promote their agenda of haterisms and trollisms. When you look at the totality of what Tank brings to the table, anybody that has sense, anybody that's using the true boxing eye test knows that he's going to be a problem for Vasiliy Lomachenko. In so much so, you see that the Ultra Loma fanboys get in their manginas. When you see a fan base get like that, it's because they recognize the greatness of the other fighter. Let me say it again. When you see a fan base get like that, it's because they recognize the greatness of the other fighters. Just like Terrence Bud Crawford, Ultra fanboy man crushes. They get hot and bothered when you say the name Earl the True Spence. AJ Devo fanboys, you know what I'm saying? The AJ Devo slurperers, right? The AJ fanboy slurperers. They get hot and bothered when you mention Deontay Wilder. Because they know what time it is. The Tyson Fury Ultra fanboys. They get hot and bothered when you mention Deontay Wilder. Listen, man. Like Showbiz said, again, salutes to the man. Hats off to him. Tank coming to 135 just made it interesting. Now this narrative about Tank is Duncan Loma, it has to be higgity fucking hush. Let me say it again. Tank Duncan Loma, that conversation has to be higgity fucking hush, dog. It's really that simple. Now that Tank done came and he's arrived and he showed up and showed out, 135 is where it's at. And Loma can't lead that division because if he do, His ass is ducking. This is Henos' Sport. Checking out.